Seniors, please just 3-minute fix for crepey skin that actually works. You may have noticed your skin looking a little thinner or more delicate these days. Maybe it wrinkles more easily, or you've caught a glimpse of that soft, crinkled texture on your arms or neck and wondered when it changed. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many seniors tell me it feels like their skin aged overnight. But here's the surprising truth most people never hear in many cases. It's not aging in the way you think. Your skin is often not getting old, it's simply not being fed what it needs on the inside. And that's something we can work with. As a doctor, I've watched so many older adults try creams, lotions, and quick fixes, hoping for a miracle. What they really needed was someone to explain what's happening beneath the surface in a calm, honest way. Today, I want to pull back that curtain for you, not to scare you, but to reassure you, your skin has not given up. It can still respond, still renew, and still brighten, even after 60. And the best part, you can help it do that in just a few minutes a day. Near the end of this video, I'm going to share the most powerful habit of all, one that doesn't cost a dime, but every habit I'll show you builds on the last, and every single one helps your skin wake up again. Think of me as a guide walking beside you, not someone selling you a promise, but someone helping you understand your own body a little better. If this sounds like something you've felt too, you're not alone, and that's why we're here. Tap that thumbs up if you'd like more gentle tips like this. Now, let's talk about what you can start doing today. As we get older, several things begin to shift beneath our skin, long before we can see them. Blood flow slows down, which means fewer nutrients reach the places that need them most. Fibroblasts, the tiny cells that build collagen, get quieter. Our breathing becomes shallower, especially during stress or fatigue, giving our skin less oxygen to work with. And things like chronic dryness, long hours sitting, or not drinking enough water add up over time. All of this creates that thin, crepey appearance many seniors notice on their arms, neck, or hands. The tricky part is that many popular creams don't actually reach these deeper layers. They can soften the surface, but only for a short while. What truly helps your skin rebuild is not just what you put on it, but the internal signals you send it every day: a little more oxygen, a little more movement, a little more circulation, a little more warmth or coolness. These are the cues that remind your skin it's still alive and still capable of healing. And once you understand that, the whole process becomes a lot less frustrating and a lot more hopeful. Before we start going through the habits, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from today? And which area of your skin shows that crepey texture the most? Your arms, your legs, or your neck? I read as many comments as I can, and your stories truly matter. They help me understand what you're going through, and they help others feel less alone on their own health journey. So take a moment to share if you'd like. Now, let's move gently into the first habit, a simple daily ritual that's easier than you might expect and can bring life back to your skin starting today. The cold splash wake up. The first habit is simple, refreshing, and something you can start as soon as tomorrow morning. It's the 20-second cool water splash. When cool water touches your skin, your blood vessels narrow for a moment and then open back up, sending a fresh wave of circulation to the surface. That little boost carries oxygen and nutrients straight to the places that often look dull or tired, especially after a long night's sleep. Many seniors notice that their face feels puffy in the morning, or that their skin looks a bit flat before they've had their first cup of coffee. This quick splash helps settle that puffiness and gives the skin a gentle lift without any products at all. Some research even suggests that short periods of cool exposure can temporarily improve elasticity and firmness, which is why so many people describe their skin as looking awake right afterward. The key is to keep it comfortable. You don't need freezing water or anything that feels like a shock to your system. Cool tap water is more than enough, especially for older adults whose skin or circulation may be sensitive. Just splash your face, your neck, and even the backs of your hands for about 20 seconds. Pat dry softly, no rubbing, and then move on with your normal morning routine. That little temperature change is a message to your skin: wake up. Start moving. Bring in the good stuff. One of my patients, a woman in her 70s, told me she felt a little silly the first time she tried it. She said it reminded her of dipping her hands into a mountain stream during a family camping trip years ago. But she kept at it. And within a week she noticed something she hadn't seen in a while: her skin looked brighter before breakfast. Even her daughter commented that she seemed more refreshed in the mornings. It didn't erase years overnight, but it made her feel more alive in her own skin, and that meant everything to her. This tiny ritual works because it gently jumpstarts microcirculation, which is one of the first things to slow as we get older. More circulation means more oxygen, more nutrients, and a healthier glow. And because it's quick and free, it's one of the easiest habits to stick with. In just 20 seconds, you're giving your skin a natural boost that no jar can replace. Now that we've woken up the surface, let's move on to a nighttime habit that helps the deeper layers of your skin feel stronger and more supported. Nighttime olive oil. Warm rub. Our hands often tell our age faster than any other part of the body. They're out in the sun when we're gardening. They touch soaps and cleaning products, and they lose moisture far more quickly than the skin on our face. Over the years, all that exposure wears down the protective barrier that keeps the skin soft and resilient. That's why so many seniors notice thinning, dryness, or that crepey look on the backs of their hands long before they see it anywhere else. The good news is that your hands also respond quickly when you give them the right kind of nourishment. One of the most powerful ways to support them is with something you may already have in your kitchen: a few drops of extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil is rich in natural compounds that your skin immediately recognizes. Gentle antioxidants, healthy fats, and plant-based nutrients work together to soften rough spots and strengthen the skin's outer layers. When you warm a couple of drops between your palms, the heat helps those nutrients sink more deeply into areas that have grown thin or dry. It's not about coating your hands in oil. It's about giving them a small, steady dose of the ingredients they've been missing. A slow 20-second rub before bed is enough. The warmth from your hands opens the skin just slightly, allowing that moisture and nourishment to settle in while you sleep. One of my longtime patients, a retired carpenter in his 70s, came to me with hands that were dry and cracked from decades of hard work. He joked that no amount of lotion made a difference. I suggested he try warming a little olive oil each night and massaging it in gently, the same way he used to handle a fine piece of wood. He laughed but agreed to try it. A few weeks later, he held out his hands with a grin. The roughness had softened, the cracks had eased. Even the veins looked a little less. He told me it was the first time in years his hands didn't feel like sandpaper. This habit works not because it's dramatic, but because it's consistent. A small ritual done daily gives your skin the steady support it needs to rebuild its natural barrier. You don't have to use a lot. You don't have to scrub. Just warm, press, and let it. Fingertip collagen. Massage. This next habit is all about gently waking up the deeper layers of your skin. Believe it or not, your skin has tiny sensors called mechanoreceptors that respond instantly to touch. When you apply light, rhythmic pressure, those sensors send a signal down to the fibroblasts, the cells responsible for making collagen. As we get older, those fibroblasts tend to slow down, almost like they're dozing off. But the simple act of touching your skin with intention can nudge them awake again. It doesn't require hard pressure or anything fancy. In fact, the softer the movement, the better your skin seems to respond. Scientists have even observed that regular facial massage can increase collagen density over time, which helps the skin look fuller and more supported. A drop of natural oil makes the whole routine smoother and more comfortable. Olive oil, rose hip, or argan oil all work well. Place a tiny amount on your fingertips so they glide easily. Then trace slow circles along your jawline, moving upward toward your temples, around the eyes. Use gentle tapping with just your fingertips, touching lightly the way you might when drying a loved one's glasses. Along the sides of your neck and across your forearms. Let your fingers glide in long, soft strokes. The goal isn't to stretch the skin, but to encourage movement beneath it to bring warmth, circulation, and a little life back into areas that feel sluggish. One woman I worked with told me she turned this routine into her quiet evening ritual. Every night, while watching the news or winding down with a cup of herbal tea, she'd take 30 seconds to massage her cheeks, her neck, and the spots that felt most delicate. She said she didn't expect much at first, but after a few weeks, she noticed her skin didn't sag as much when she smiled, and her reflection looked a little more rested. What mattered most to her wasn't the change in appearance, but the feeling of caring for herself again. This gentle massage becomes even more effective when practiced daily. It's like giving your collagen a small workout, one your skin actually enjoys. And once you've awakened those deeper layers, the next habit builds on that momentum by adding a natural shield of antioxidants and hydration. Antioxidant green tea mist. This next habit is a gentle way to calm irritated skin and protect the collagen you still have. Green tea is loaded with powerful plant antioxidants, especially a compound called EGCG. You don't need to remember the name. Just think of it as a natural shield that helps quiet inflammation and keeps your skin from breaking down under daily stress. When applied to the skin, these antioxidants can help ease redness, soften that dry, papery look, and support a more even, radiant tone. The best part is that you can make it right at home with ingredients you may already have in your pantry. All you do is brew a cup of green tea like you normally would, let it cool completely, and pour it into a small spray bottle. Keep it in the fridge so it stays fresh and pleasantly cool. A few times a day, maybe after your morning walk, or when you're taking a break from chores, mist your face, neck, or even your arms. Let it air dry on its own. That tiny moment of cool moisture not only feels soothing, it also helps oxygen reach the skin more easily. Seniors often tell me they feel a light, refreshing lift almost immediately, especially on days when the air feels dry or their skin feels tight. One woman in her early 70s shared that her daughter stopped by for lunch one afternoon and asked if she'd started using a new high-end toner. She hadn't. She had simply been misting with chilled green tea for a little over a week. She said her skin looked calmer, less blotchy, and somehow more awake. It surprised her how such a simple, inexpensive habit made such a noticeable difference. This mist is especially helpful between other routines, like after your fingertip massage or whenever your skin needs a moment of comfort. Now that we've added antioxidants and hydration to the surface, let's move into a habit that boosts the flow of oxygen deeper beneath the skin. Neck flow circle stretch. This habit focuses on an area many of us overlook: the neck. As the years go by, long periods of sitting, reading, or looking down at a phone or tablet can quietly limit the flow of blood and oxygen through the muscles around the neck and jawline. When those muscles stay tight, the skin above them doesn't get the nourishment it needs, and that can lead to a thinner, looser appearance. It's not that the skin suddenly decides to age, it's that the circulation beneath it has slowed down. The good news is that a gentle daily stretch can help reopen those pathways and bring fresh oxygen back to the face. To try it, sit or stand comfortably with your shoulders relaxed. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, let your head begin a soft circle forward, to one side, back, and around. Move slowly, the same way you might turn your head to watch a bird outside the window. After a few slow rotations, go the other direction. There's no need to hurry. This isn't a workout. The goal is simply to release the stiffness that builds up from everyday posture. As you roll your neck, keep your breathing steady. Inhale through your nose and let your jaw relax as you exhale. Most people feel a gentle warmth spreading through the neck and cheeks after just a few circles. That warmth is the return of blood flow, oxygen moving back into the skin, carrying the nutrients that support firmness and a healthy glow. One of my patients, a woman in her early 70s who spent a lot of time sewing and reading, tried this simple stretch twice a day. After a couple of weeks, she told me her jawline looked a little more lifted, and her skin tone had evened out. She said it felt like someone had turned the lights back on. Always move within your comfort zone. If anything feels tight, pause and breathe before continuing. Avoid fast or jerky motions. Slow and steady is what helps the most. This small habit may seem simple, but it prepares your skin beautifully for the next step, one that feeds your collagen with natural ingredients your cells recognize. Aloe plus vitamin C, Skin Nourish Dab. This habit focuses on feeding the parts of your skin that have become thin, fragile, or crepey over time. Aloe has been used for generations to soothe and repair irritated skin, but what many people don't realize is that it contains natural compounds that help stimulate fibroblasts, the very cells responsible for making collagen. Think of fibroblasts as tiny builders under the surface. As we age, they slow down, but aloe gives them a gentle nudge to start working again. When you pair aloe with vitamin C, something even more powerful happens. Vitamin C acts as a cofactor, meaning your skin actually needs it to assemble new collagen fibers. Without enough vitamin C, those fibers can't form properly, no matter how hard the cells try. That's why this combination works so well. One ingredient wakes the builders, and the other hands them the tools. There's even research showing that when aloe and vitamin C are applied to the skin together, elasticity improves and the surface looks smoother within a few weeks. You don't need a complicated recipe. Just mix a small amount of pure aloe gel with a diluted form of vitamin C. Some people use a powdered supplement dissolved in a little water. Others use a gentle vitamin C serum. Dab the mixture lightly onto the areas that concern you most: the tops of your arms, your neck, or the thin skin around your elbows. Let it sit for about half a minute, and then rinse lightly or wipe with a soft, damp cloth if you prefer. The goal isn't to leave a heavy layer behind, but to let your skin absorb what it needs. One woman I worked with had what she called tissue-thin skin on her forearms. She'd tried lotions for years with almost no change. After 2 weeks of using this aloe and vitamin C dab twice a day, she told me her skin felt stronger, and she noticed fewer small wrinkles when she bent her arms. She said it was the first time in years she didn't feel embarrassed wearing short sleeves in public. If you have sensitive skin, it's always wise to test a small patch first, just to make sure everything feels comfortable. But for most people, this simple blend is gentle, nourishing, and surprisingly effective. And once your skin has been fed from the outside, we'll move into the most powerful habit of all, one that refreshes your skin from the inside out. Deep nasal breathing for skin oxygenation. This final habit is the simplest of all, but it's also the one most people underestimate. As we age, many of us start taking shallower breaths without even noticing. We breathe more through the mouth, especially during stress, fatigue, or long periods of sitting. Mouth breathing brings air in quickly, but it doesn't deliver oxygen to the body as efficiently. And because the skin relies on steady oxygen flow to stay hydrated, bright, and healthy, those small changes in breathing can make a bigger difference than we realize. That's why nasal breathing is so powerful. When you breathe through your nose, your body produces a natural molecule that helps widen blood vessels and improve circulation. It's like opening the highways that carry oxygen to your skin. A simple routine works beautifully. Sit comfortably, relax your shoulders, and close your mouth. Inhale gently through your nose for 4 seconds, feeling your belly rise. Hold the breath for just 1 second, then exhale through your nose for 6 seconds. That longer exhale activates your body's calming response, which sends more oxygen-rich blood toward the skin. You can do this while sitting on the couch, waiting for your coffee to brew, or even during a quiet moment before bed. Many seniors tell me they feel an immediate sense of peace, like their whole body softens. Over time, that calmness helps the skin hold more moisture and repair itself more easily. One of my patients, a retired bus driver, started doing this breathing routine every morning and evening. He used to say that no matter what lotion he tried, his skin still looked tired and dull. After about a month of consistent nasal breathing, he noticed something different. His cheeks looked more hydrated, and the dullness had faded. Even his grandchildren commented that his face looked brighter. When we checked his oxygen levels and circulation, both had improved. All from a few quiet breaths each day. The beauty of this habit is that it's safe, gentle, and completely free. You don't need equipment, you don't need products, you just need a few slow breaths and a little consistency. This is your skin's reminder that real renewal often comes from the inside out. And once your breath is supporting your skin, the other habits you've learned become even more effective. Now that we've reached the final habit, let's pull everything together and talk about how these small daily choices work as a team to support healthier, more resilient skin at any age. As we reach the end of this journey together, take a moment to notice how each habit we walked through supports your skin in a different, gentle way. A splash of cool water wakes up circulation. A warm rub feeds the moisture barrier. Touch, breath, and movement encourage oxygen to flow more freely. Aloe, antioxidants, and steady stretching remind the deeper layers that they're still active and still capable of repair. None of these habits require expensive products or complicated routines. They work because they give your skin the small daily cues it has been missing, signals that say, "It's time to wake up again." Your skin remembers how to heal. It simply needed you to tap it on the shoulder and invite it back into motion. What matters most now isn't perfection. It's consistency and kindness toward yourself. You're not fighting against time. You're helping living skin do what it's designed to do. And that shift from trying to fix something to supporting what's already alive inside you changes everything. Think of these habits as small gifts you offer your body at the start or end of the day. Choose just one to begin tonight. Maybe the cool splash, maybe the breathing, maybe a dab of aloe on the places that feel thin. Start where it feels warm and doable. And before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you again. Where are you watching from? And which area of your skin are you most excited to support your arms, your neck, or maybe your hands? If you found comfort or clarity here, I'd love for you to stay connected. A simple like or subscribe helps this little space continue sharing calm, doctor-backed guidance for seniors. Before we close, I want you to hold on to one thought: you don't have to buy youth, you can nurture it. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm grateful you chose to be here today. Take what feels right, leave what doesn't, and keep moving forward with kindness and curiosity.